Awesome. So here's what we'll do, man. Number one, let's get you brought up to speed on Slack real quick. So let me just show you around, man. This is how we run the business, which is exciting to get you involved with this. So number one, let's have you put a nice profile photo in there. We'll get you to do that. So here's how this works is obviously you've got DMs, and within DMs, we have multiple channels that are like a couple people on the channel. And then we've got our starred channels, which really is the Jake Nicolle Realty channel. As I'm looking at this hot leads channel, I'm realizing this is actually I'm gonna remove it from starred. So it's really just this Jake Nicolle Realty channel. And what this channel is, as you can see here, is it's primarily the beginning of every day. We all check in, and it's sometime at or before, ideally 9 a.m. And here's what it looks like. It's a really simple format, which is we essentially say good morning to each other. We share something really quickly, and then we write these two things every day. A takeaway of something we learned yesterday, and then the one thing that we're focused on today. This one thing methodology comes from Gary Keller's book, where he talks about what's the one thing you could do today that would make everything else easier or unnecessary. So that's what this is all about, is like, put in the one big priority. For me today, you can see it's filming a follow-up boss video. That's the one thing. Like I got the stuff that I do every day, which is sales and everything else. But like that's the, big thing that if I get it done, I've like crushed it. And then you can see here, I just said, hey guys, like good morning. So this is something I'm listening to. Week is flying by. Stoked to get JJ and Kyle onboarded. Takeaway, here's my takeaway, lead yourself first. And then, my one thing. And then we all just go through and like quickly just like drop a little love on each person's stuff. And this is a great way for us to just like all be able to hold each other accountable. Like, did you do your one thing today? How did it go? Etc. Right? Then at the end of the day at 4:30, you can see yesterday I actually didn't do it. I've been a little bit MIA because I've been in like, we replaced Rachel. Now I'm in a little bit of like chaos mode. So what we do though at the end of the day is if I scroll up and we click on one of these end of the day reports, it looks like this. So this is like just sharing a quick bullet list of like the core things you did that day. This is not about tons of stuff being reported in here. It's just about like, what are the essential things you can see this day? I was mostly negotiating, repricing stuff, having conversations with David about different things, and then conversations with Brittany. That was like my day in a nutshell, right? Now, the reason I'm gonna encourage you to do this is these little daily moments are really good proxies for how chaotic your life is, because I'll notice if I'm like, 9:30 a.m. writing my thing, then it's like my day's already a little out of whack, and it's a good little check-in moment for me of like, oh man, I gotta just like slow down, keep the main things here, and not let my days get away from me. And then at the end of the day, it's also a really good check-in of, did I do the things that I said I was going to do today? And if not, why not? Like it's just a great little look in the mirror 2 times a day to look at your reflection of your work and be like, am I setting myself up for success or not? So really simple stuff, man. Really simple. Now, on the side of like more important communications regarding clients' listings, we have a couple categories. So we have active listings. All right. Then we have pending listings. Everything is active essentially until it's pending. We don't move it to like conditional, or we just leave it in like active listings at the moment. And then we've got pending listings. Okay. So here's an example of a moment where we've got Stadobauer. That's now pending. I'm just going to drag it and drop it under pending. Okay. And if I click this little drop down for pending listings, we should be able to see all the pending listings. All right, which for some reason, it actually didn't pull them up. I don't know why. Oh, I see. It's only showing us the pending listings where there's something that is unread. So if I type something in one of these channels, then for myself or other people, it would show up. So I've got it set up so that unread's only. I don't want to see this channel unless there's something I need to see.
And you're saying pending is when it's moved past conditional? So when it's sold firm?
It's sold. It's sold firm. Yep. And we're waiting for it to close. We drop that in pending. All right. So even for active listings, I could probably click show and sort and click unreads only. And that way I don't need to see this whole list. The reason I actually leave active open is because there tends to be more communication there. So I like to see the channel so that I can jump in and leave a note for like, hey, Brittany, give me an update on XYZ related to this, okay? I actually want you, for the sake of being on the team, being a part of what we're doing, I want you to put your listings in here because it'll be a way for us to keep track of what you have going on, supporting you in this, like just the whole deal. So this is a really good way for us to organize it. So you would go, if you have a new active listing, you'd click, create a section, right? and then you type in, is that right? Section, or what is it actually called here? Create a channel. And then you'd write in your property's address. So, number, street, right? And that's all you really need, right? Crescent, whatever. And then you can click create, and then it'll look like this, right? It'll be a channel like this. This is where we keep track of things like videos, feature sheets, photos when we get them, whatever. Okay, so really helpful. And then we've got this other area here, like 16 Concord Place is now an active listing. So that gets dropped up in active listings. Some of these are like kind of in the background, these other channels. So we've got things like we do book club. You're part of book club now. This is where we just really talk about like what book is next and what's coming up. All right. And then we've got things like giveaways we're working on. Hot leads is just like, this is just an example of like, if I have someone where I need help. Typically, this channel is actually something that I'm going to archive for now because we use, which I'll show you in a minute, we use Follow Up Boss for all this communication. So this really isn't a very important channel. And that's it, man. And then like a little bit of side chatter. If we just have like fun stuff we're joking around about, like you can see yesterday, Sebastian was like sharing this silly thing. So we'll just like drop side chatter stuff in here. Right. And that's it, man. That's it. So this is like the best place for internal team communications. You can see Brittany's dropping me notes. I can see that Sarah and Jillian are in a huddle together right now. And then if I want to quickly, like if you wanted to call me, we typically wouldn't do it on Zoom. We just hop in a huddle here in Slack. Yeah. So that's it, man. It's actually pretty straightforward. As a matter of fact, let's hop in a huddle right now in Slack and check it out. Sounds good. So let's hop off Zoom and we'll hop over there. All right.